The market is changed, okay, and the ProAV and the broadcast is converged.
It's really interesting how they are converging. In the ProAV side of things, compared to broadcasts, broadcasters have one business, which is the broadcast itself. So they have some challenges constraining their costs because their output is only the broadcast. With ProAV, it's really all about elevating the brand of a much larger company. And what we're seeing actually is in a lot of cases, not every case, but in a lot of cases, large organizations, corporations, banks, and things like that are spending more money in creating better television facilities than the television stations themselves. But the reason is the economics of this, is that as long as they are elevating their brand, then a billion-dollar car launch or a $1 trillion fund, then gets elevated and amplified by getting that message just right. So they need a reliable way of getting their message across, and the broadcasters have perfected that, and they're just taking that and running with it. The only trick is to make sure that it's easy enough for them to use, and that is something that we are pretty good at.
16 years ago, the Marshall McLuhan, the media is the messenger. What is the future for the TV?
Well, I guess it's really up to TV as to what they want their future to be.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're seeing everything. I mean, obviously in a lot of places, and probably including in Brazil, you're seeing viewership going down because people just have so many more options of what to watch. They can go to Netflix, they can watch YouTube, and so there's a competition for eyeballs. And what we're seeing is broadcasters going in all sorts of different directions. Some are saying we're just going to keep getting smaller and smaller, maintaining our profit margins until this doesn't make sense anymore, and we'll see how long that takes. That is a business strategy. There's other ones that are saying we are going to invest and be better and be more relevant and attract eyeballs. That's another strategy. There's also the strategy of saying we're going to go digital first. We're going to continue our legacy broadcasts, but everything we're doing is recognizing that it has to be consumed in completely different ways online, usually in smaller bite sizes. Maybe it's going to be in vertical video. Maybe it's going to be using something like YouTube as a platform. Maybe they'll create their own platform. But what we are seeing is all directions happening all at once.
Okay, in this context, what is the strategy for the Ross for Brazil?
What does Ross have for Brazil?
Yes.
Well, just last night we had our annual keynote event, and it was packed. We had well over 1,000 people in the room. It was standing room only and all the way down the aisles. And the keynote was 70 minutes long, and I'm pretty sure that about every 60 seconds we launched something new for 70 minutes. And so it's kind of tricky when you say, well, what's new at NAB and what's there for Brazil? Like, I'll tell you 70 different things. But some of the really high points, one of them is that I started with production switchers, so I'm proud of the fact that we just launched the world's first 5ME, 5-stripe production switcher control panel, and it's just beautiful. So that's actually for sports stadiums and also for the large corporate customers or some of the largest broadcasters. Obviously, the smaller groups aren't going to be interested in something at that level, but it's still cool. When you launch a Lamborghini, people get excited. There's also, we launched, as our one more thing moment, a new production workflow tool, which is great for our broadcasters, which brings together our editorial, our play out, and our media asset management under one hood and makes it super easy to configure and operate. So that was new. It's called Indigo. We just launched our new cable cam system because we bought a cable cam company earlier, and it's called the I-Series, so the I-100. And now, if you need something like a spider cam, even in your own studios, instead of renting it, you can now do fixed installs and buy it directly from Ross, which is a really big change. And the price point is going to be excellent for that as well. We also launched something called Vertex. here for the first time at NAB. So this is experiential technologies. And with experiential technologies, that's a lot of the history is like in interactivity where people or people in a studio can move around with infrared sensors, and the video changes and moves associated with them, and the creative side of things is something that our industry really hasn't seen. This is actually corporate AV coming into broadcast, going the other way, and we're seeing the broadcaster's eyes saying, well, we have LED walls, we have LED floors, it's like you can use this in entirely new ways. And so that area right now is just crazy busy with what we're doing.